This is my first government job. I've spent my whole career doing consulting work in the systems business arena, and I was offered an opportunity to join the Peace Corps as its Chief Information Officer about 18 months ago, so I took it. And the most interesting thing about running an organization, because I have about 70 people reporting to me right now, is learning how the bureaucracy runs. Government is kind of rules on steroids, and you initially go in and you start to fight it. Well, part of it is to learn to use it, to leverage it, to maneuver through it, and so that's been my big challenge. I'm from the women's movement early in the 70s, and my goal was to have a career, and I found my niche fairly early because I had a technical background and then I also had a psychology background. So the idea is what really influenced me was there were very few people who understood technology early. And very few people in the social psych world who understood technology, and there I was in the middle of that, so I leveraged that to work with organizations to help them design systems, change business processes, change their culture and things like that, always knowing that technology is usually the driver for major cultural change. From a career point of view, if you want to succeed, whether you're in government or private industry, you have to understand organizational culture, how it works, how to leverage it, how to be a major player in that. Good performance is assumed, but if the people who succeed in large organizations are those that are able to work in the complexity of the culture. Work with your manager to learn how to prioritize and really look at opportunity. If there's something you want to do that you want to be involved in, then say, don't get overwhelmed by it, but go to your supervisor or your manager and say, I want to do this. Can you help me figure out how I can do this? I need to prioritize my work so I can get involved in this. I really believe that the people, I look at people in my organization, I have a lot of young people in my organization, those that stand out are those that consistently look for new opportunity. They are not afraid of change, they're not afraid to do something they've never done before, they're open to learning. They're not afraid, they don't say to me, well, that's not my job. They say, oh, that's something new. Can I play in that area? And so we work to make that happen as much as possible. And don't be a loner. Don't sit there and push things in the drawer and say, well, I'm not going to do that. I don't have enough time for that, that kind of stuff. The minute you start saying that, your manager or supervisor say, here's somebody who's resistant, as opposed to somebody here who wants to do it but can't figure out how to make it happen. You'll succeed when you're hungry. It's an old adage in the consulting world that as long as that to learn new skills, to push yourself where you've never gone before, you've got to have to really want it. And in the consulting world is, if you don't have any clients, you're going to starve. So if you want clients, you've got to learn how to go out and get clients and work with clients, and therefore when you're hungry, you go do it. So that's kind of, and to not say, this is where I want to go and I'm not going to do anything else, but to really let opportunity build on your basic interests and passions. There's an old book that comes out every year called What Color is Your Parachute? Anytime you question where you are and what you're doing, that and other resources like it are excellent for helping you through the process of gathering data about what your interests are and what you want to do and sorting through it. And it's the other thing I think people need to do is to to network, not in the sense of, oh, here's my card, but more in terms of building strong relationship with people who you'd like to emulate, who you think can help you build the skill set you need to get where you're going, where you want to go. Government gives you a wonderful opportunity to be mission driven. At the Peace Corps, in many IT organizations, it's just a job to people. But many of the people that work in our organization have also been Peace Corps volunteers sometime in their career. And people come, even if they haven't been, they come to our organization because they love the mission, which is doing good works in other countries and representing America to people all over the world. So having a sense of mission, I think, is something that a lot of corporate organizations don't have. I mean, selling pharmaceuticals is okay, but it's not the same sense of mission of being able to influence policy. I know several people who I never thought would go into government, young people, and they took their first job and they loved it because for the first time, they were able to do the analytical work they wanted, because most work is data-driven today, it's performance-based, and they'll really be able to influence policy. And one works in the area of education, another works in the area of healthcare. So it gives you a real sense of you're making a contribution, and that, to me, is why someone should try working in the government. It's one of the reasons I accepted the job when I was offered it, is because I had a chance to give back. And I'm at a point in my career where I never thought this would happen to me, but it did, and I took the opportunity. Was it on my path? No, I was getting ready to retire. So it's just a whole new, a whole new avenue, and I think people need to look at it that way. It's not for everyone. It isn't. It doesn't move as fast. You have to plow through things. Everything takes more time. If you work anywhere with the budget or the congressional legal law area, things take a lot of time. So you have to have a sense of patience, but persistence, and I think that's why people should try out government.